Hi guys, so Channel 4 have this news report on people returning to the beaches for the weekend in the UK, and really I'm without words, but I find something to say.
Finding the best spot on the beach is tricky at the best of times. Get it wrong amid the shifting sands of lockdown, you might just get a visit from the community safety team.
Would you guys be looking for groups that you think might be slightly pushing the boundaries a bit?
Yeah, really. Checking if they're family groups, they live in the same household.
Like, how are you going to know whether these people are family groups? You have a group of people together, all they have to say is, yeah, we're a family. Okay, can I see your ID? Oh, we don't have any ID. He's the one who drove, he has his driving license. This is pointless. You can't reopen beaches. You can't be reopening everything the way things are at the moment. There were thousands of cases yesterday in the UK. Thousands of new cases. The number of deaths have decreased. The number of cases have declined. But it's too soon to be reopening. You need to get the numbers way, way down before you can consider reopening beaches and parks and allowing people to mingle, basically.
And just generally advising.
And don't get too comfy, because lifting restrictions now could lead to a second wave.
Look at this. This is... I'm sorry, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I hate to be the wet blanket here. But this is not acceptable. This is a disaster in the making.
A number of members of the government's scientific advisory group. But it's not only health, the economy's suffering too. Changing the rules isn't just about the science, it's also about the politics.
The lockdown rules are different in different parts of the UK, of course. In England, here on the Essex coast, people are still meant to be meeting a maximum of just one other person from one other household. The rules don't officially change until Monday.
From Monday in England, different households can meet outdoors in groups of 6.
If this is the way it is now, can you imagine what it's going to be like next weekend? The weekend after that? As we go into June and July, into July and August. This is a recipe for disaster.
Like the current situation in Northern Ireland. In Scotland, up to 8 people can already meet. From Monday in Wales, 2 households from the same area will be allowed to meet.
Are you managing to keep track with the changing rules?
I've got bored of it now.
Have you?
I have.
I've got bored of it. So I'm just going to go... This is the problem. Asking people, please don't break the rules. Please don't mingle with others. Please respect social distancing. Doesn't work. You need to be strict. And the government are not interested in being strict. They're worried about losing support. They're worried about protecting themselves. That's why they're opening up the economy and society.
I've stopped listening to it.
Why?
Because you just listen to it over and over again, and it's the same things going on over and over.
Following the rules to the letter, are you aware of what the rules actually are today?
Not really. Honestly, not really. It'd be nice to get back to some normality, you know, even with restrictions, just be nice.
What? Back to normality? How is this not normality? You're sitting on a beach, sitting next to your family. You're having a picnic. You're having a snack. I don't know. You're going to get up and go and swim in the sea. What's not normal here? Once again, I hate to be, raining on people's parade here. But this is just waiting. This is creating a second wave.
And the kids to go back to school is the main one as well, because it's going to be a long summer holidays.
Yeah.
It's going to be long.
But following these changes, what if the R rate or reproduction number starts to go back up?
The SAGE committee, members of, have said lifting on Monday in England is too soon, and that lifting it is a political decision. If you were in charge, what would you do?
I think it's a little bit too soon. I would have left it another week or two.
But Monday it is, a very dangerous moment, the Deputy Chief Medical Officer told today's Downing Street press conference, and it's everyone's responsibility to do their bit.
Just as I've said before, I've said it on a number of occasions now, the government is passing the buck to the public. If things go badly, the public will be blamed. It's not the government's fault. The government asked people to follow vague rules. The government didn't enforce those rules. The government has a mandate to enforce rules. The government has a job to do, and they're allowing the public to take responsibility instead. They're happy for the public to take responsibility, because when things go badly, of course the public will be blamed. Now, something I'm worried about is the R number. Will they actually publish what the current R number when it actually goes up? The R number will increase, but will they actually publish the real R number at the time?
So this is a dual responsibility here of government to go slowly and carefully and to take the advice from the scientists.
No, they're not taking the advice from the scientists. They're cherry-picking the advice. They're twisting the advice. The scientists would say you shouldn't open now. And the government are saying, we're going to open now. How is that following the science?
Of the scientists to watch this whole thing very closely over the next few weeks, and of the public in general to actually follow the guidance. Don't tear the pants out of it.
He was then...
Really? Once again, it's like asking the people, please, we beg of you, don't break the rules. You know, it'd be very nice if you don't break the rules. Please, with the cherry on top, don't break the rules. That doesn't cut it.
Asked about the Prime Minister's advisor, Dominic Cummings, a penny for his private thoughts, when this is what he says in public.
In my opinion, the rules are clear, and they have always been clear.
You know, you have to feel sorry for him. He's been put in a corner. He's been painted into a corner where he's not allowed to give his opinion. Of course, his opinion would be he broke the rules, you know, and he's probably quite upset about that because he has to keep quiet. He has to follow the party line, even though he has his own opinions on this.
In my opinion, they are for the benefit of all, and in my opinion, they apply to all.
No, it's a fact that they, well, actually, it used to be a fact that it applied to all, but of course it doesn't.
New rules, lighter restrictions. There can be no burying heads in the sand. The risks of a second wave are real.
Jamie and Zoran reporting. Now, councils in England are...
So, of course there's going to be a second wave, because the numbers haven't declined sufficiently in order to ease the lockdown. So it's like, as I've said before in other videos, it's like switching off the water on the fire hose before the fire has been put out. You need to put out the fire first, and then you can stop the water. But what the government is doing is it's switching on the hose and then immediately switching it off again, and hoping that the fire doesn't spread, or hoping that the fire will be put out, or hoping that someone else will put out the fire. That's someone else being the public. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks. Why not become a Patreon and enjoy access to our Discord server where we share news, chat, and have some fun? If you become a patron, you can also make video suggestions on topics that are important to you. Check it out via the link in the description.